The following is a Samson production.
It's time now for the Sam Lesante Show with your host, Sam Lesante. A Samson production.
Folks, this show is designed to explain why you will live smarter, better, and longer when you take LifeGuard's complete heart-healthy line of omega-3s. Simply the best omegas on the planet. No other product is as effective at lowering your cholesterol, reducing the pain of arthritis, and improving your memory. LifeGuard's omega-3s are 100% safe and natural. Now, folks, I said a lot, didn't I? My guest today is Dr. Michael Gross. He's LifeGuard's medical director, okay? And this show, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to go to your website, or you need to go to the phone number I'm going to put on the phone on the screen a little later on, or it's up right now, okay? The phone number's on the screen. You're going to want to call this number throughout this show. I said a lot in the beginning of the show. I said something to you like, you're going to live smarter. You're going to lower your cholesterol. We're going to reduce the pain of arthritis, and we're going to improve your memory. A lot of things I said, folks. How about this? How about reducing sudden cardiac deaths from this product? Dr. Michael Gross, you could hear him every Sunday on WILK Radio, AM at 4 p.m., and you can hear him on WAEB in the Allentown area at 10 a.m. Doctor, how are you?
I'm great, Sam. How are you?
Nice to have a radio celebrity on the Sam Lesante Show.
Here's the face with the voice now.
The face with the voice. Doc, I want to talk a little bit about you, who you are, before we get into this particular product. And there's a reason, folks, why he's on the show. I have a little secret to tell you about me a little later on the show, and I have another person who you are going to be very interested to hear from on the show. But, Doctor, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Sam, I am fortunate to have kind of lived through the evolution of medicine from a sickness model into a wellness and prevention model, which is reflective of the fact that the population of America is aging now, and we have to think of things in a different way. So whereas I emerged from my training as a specialist in OBGYN and women's health, my specialty now is wellness and prevention and nutritional therapies. And in the process of that evolution, I went through being a medical school professor, a department chairman. I am a lifetime fellow of the American College of OBGYN, and probably did all the things in traditional medicine that folks should do when they like to feel that they're properly credentialed. But along with this evolution of medicine, I believe that I've evolved, and that's really why I'm here.
You know, we talk about health and wellness today, and we get bombarded every day with zillions of things. You know, you don't have to diet to lose weight. You don't have to do this, take this, you'll do this, take this, and do that. The beginning of the show, just a few minutes ago, I talked about the fact that when we get into this product, okay, that you're involved with, all right, there's a little history before going into this product, okay? There was a lot of information. There was a lot of concern about keeping people healthy, all right? And your mission statement would be probably what?
To make people and help people live smarter, better, and longer.
And you actually feel, from the bottom of your heart, that this particular product will do that?
I do. I do, most definitely from the bottom of my heart, but in this particular case, Sam, my brain and my heart are aligned, because I feel that there is an underlying situation here that most people should understand, most physicians understand, and that is a deficiency in our diets and our culture that has to do with these omega-3 essential fatty acids. And as a clinician for 24 years and dealing with diseases, one symptom at a time, one disease at a time, we rarely as doctors get to think of things in a holistic and a global way and have a therapeutic approach that might be beneficial in all those things that you mentioned, such as memory, such as heart, and the quality of our lives. So that's why it's such a thrill to be involved with this, because I believe this approach covers just about all of those things.
Now, I know on your radio show you have a lot of people calling in asking questions, okay? And certainly this show is, we don't have call-ins, but I'd like to cover some of the questions that people do call in. And I have a lot of questions, okay? But then I have a little surprise for you, the viewers, a little end of the show, and believe me, he would not be sitting here if it was not a legitimate product. But let's go back. What is fish oil?
Fish oil is just exactly what it sounds like. It's the oil that's extracted from fish. And I don't want to oversimplify, but it's almost made similar to wine. Fish are put in a press and the oil is squeezed out, and there are certain grades of fish oil, just like there's certain grades of gasoline and so forth. And people need to understand that all fish oil is not the same, just as we understand that all oils are not the same and all products are not the same. So one of the reasons that I'm sitting here with you, Sam, is to help people understand that there are dramatic differences in fish oils, and just like we know that there are better grades of anything, there are certainly better grades of fish oil.
Okay, now, you said the fish are pressed just like anything else, right?
Correct.
Okay, we're going to get to the difference in the fish oils in a minute, but how does fish oil, how does it make us age well?
Well, again, this would probably be more definitive in terms of what it is in the fish oil that makes fish oil good. And this is how we separate the grades of fish oil, because along with fish oil, we like to think that the omega-3 essential fatty acids, which are the key ingredients in fish oil, all of these are not created equal as well. And this has been the emergence of omega science and fish oil science in learning what is it about the fish oil that has these global benefits. And now we're talking about the fact that all omega-3 essential fatty acids are not created equal. And what we try to focus on is how much EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, are in the fish oil. And one of the real messages that I try to get to my folks on the radio, and what we'll try to today, is to recognize that when folks go and buy fish oil in the discount store or wherever, they're only getting a certain percentage of those two key molecules, EPA and DHA. All fish oil is not created equal in that regard. So even a small amount of that EPA and DHA does a lot of good, because EPA and DHA is in every cell of the body. It's more concentrated in certain organs and organ systems, but it is key to normal physiologic function for human existence and well-being.
All right, so now you're telling me that there is a major difference between the fish oils, okay? Because like you said, we're going to talk. I'm going to show some product that you have, and I'm going to ask you how you establish that product and what separates that product from the other product. Because it's just like we know fish oil is good for you, correct?
Correct.
Okay, it's 100% safe.
Correct.
Okay, as a doctor, you researched this.
Well, let me qualify my last answer.
Okay.
Because there are different grades of fish oil, the safety factors, I think, we probably measure in terms of purity, Sam.
Okay.
And the purification process has been reviewed by the Consumer Report magazine, for example. It's a molecular distillation process. Because the fish nowadays, if fish weren't so contaminated, we'd be sitting here talking about eating more fish. But folks know that there are heavy metals like mercury in fish, there are PCBs and dioxins, pesticides, and so forth, and they need to be purified out of the fish. So in this regard, we now think of the supplements and the fish oils being safer than eating fish, because pretty much all of the products go through the same purification process. Once that is achieved, we have to look at how much EPA and DHA is in that distillate, in that oil. And that's where these different products differentiate themselves, and why LifeGuard Health likes to think of itself more as an omega product than a fish oil product.
All right, you're talking about omega product. Okay, my question to you then, doctor, okay, having the background that you have and very successful that you in your profession, why would you want to become involved with this particular product? I mean, you know, is it money-oriented? Is it health-oriented? Because we're going to start talking about this product, and again, I have a little surprise for everybody who's watching. I know the answer, but I want the viewers to know the answer, because I had a nice conversation with you, with our friend in Allentown, and your thoughts about what this can do and what you've already seen, the many thousands of people who have used this product and have been very, very pleased with it, okay? And again, I'm anxious to tell them what I have to say, but I'll wait, okay? Why did you want to get involved with this?
Again, Sam, in my work in wellness and prevention and seeing the myriad of effects that these omegas have on people, again, as a clinician, we so much focus on symptoms and diseases. Rarely do we get to deal with something that has many benefits. So my focus here was, why is something like this affecting people so positively in so many ways? And, you know, pouring through the research and trying to figure this out, it came to me that we are probably dealing with a nutritional deficiency disease. And we came up with the term omeganemia. I think people understand what anemia is. It's the lack of blood cells. And, you know, those of us who can remember back to the iron deficiency anemia days of Geritol and things like that, I believe that there is a similar situation going on in America because we have processed out these essential fatty acids from our diets. This is a result of the food industry. It's a result of how we eat, what we eat. But when we look at the omega-3 essential fatty acid concentrations in Americans, it's probably the lowest in the industrialized world. So when I look at things in terms of a deficiency disorder, I know that replacing that, especially if it's essential to the body, essential meaning you cannot make it, you cannot store it, you must consume it. If I replace that in the body, it will affect every part of the body, and that's why it's such a thrill to be part of correcting an epidemic.
All right, now, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to throw an 800-888-820-LIFE number on the screen, okay, and I'm going to keep it up on the screen right now. And also, you see the websites on there. If you have questions about anything that we're talking about today, go to that website. Also, for those of you who are viewing this particular show right now, you can go to our website, ssptv.com. That's ssptv.com. And you can watch the show online at any time. Just watch TV, and you'll see Sam Lesante, Dr. Michael Gross, LifeGuard, and you can watch the show at any time. I think it's critical for you to watch the show and to hear what Dr. Gross is saying. Let me just say a few things. I'm going to leave it up because I know you don't want to call this particular number and order this product, and we'll talk about it in a second. How about this? How about you people who suffer from high cholesterol, who have hypertension, who have diabetes, arthritis, Alzheimer's, dementia, okay? These are interesting things of how there could be a sort of cure, okay, for these particular things. And you already have statistics showing people that this has reduced their cholesterol, helped them with their hypertension, helped them with diabetes, helped them with arthritis, and the Alzheimer's and dementia thing. This is exciting stuff, Doctor.
It really is exciting, and just listening to you, Sam, there's so much information on this now. If folks wanted to go to their search engines on the web and just put in omega-3 essential fatty acids, they'd be amazed at what they would find. If they go to our website that you posted, I believe, earlier, they'll see the first article that we put up there is from the Mayo Clinic, and all the benefits of fish oil and omega-3s, and let me focus on omega-3s. The benefits of omega-3 essential fatty acids are listed in that first article from the Mayo Clinic, and it covers all of those things that you mentioned: Alzheimer's, dementia, hypertension, diabetes, sudden cardiac death. And I could drill down even further into areas like attention deficit disorders, anxiety, sleep disorders, obesity. Now, when I say those things and they roll off of my tongue, as a doctor, it makes me a little nervous because rarely as physicians do we get to speak in such global terms. So here's a situation where we have essential molecules, essential fatty acids, which are in every cell of the body. If we don't have them, it's like the person in the desert without water. Your body's going to react to that dramatically, and some sort of disease manifestation can occur in all the areas that you mentioned previously.
You know, folks, let me just tell you this. I want to expose this right now because I want to encourage you to order this product. When I met the doctor a while back, probably about 4 weeks ago, and we talked in detail about this show, he sent me the product. He sent me the Omega Cardio, which is this particular one right here. Okay, and he also sent me the LDL, and he also sent me the HDL. And he told me to take 3 of these in the morning, 2 of these in the morning, and 1 of these in the morning and also in the evening. Okay, these 3 products right here. When you get up in the morning, you know, sometimes we have our aches and pains, and you don't feel, you know, the best. You know, I would get up, you know, I'm moving all the time, and so you get a little, your bones start getting a little sore after a while. I would get in the morning, and I would find it took a while for me to get going, okay? I assure you of this. I told him a couple days ago, I says, you know, I don't know if it's mind over matter, but I'm going to tell you something. I start taking this stuff, and without question, and you all know me, okay, I would never lie to you, I'm getting out of bed like that in the morning. I'm feeling a lot better. I took my blood pressure the other day, 106/80. I don't know whether that's good or bad.
Pretty good.
Okay. Some came as 110/75, 106/70. It fluctuates, but I've seen this for myself, so I'm encouraging you to call that number. Okay, they have a special offer. Now, everything's a money-back guarantee, correct? I mean, I'm selling the product, but it's a money-back guarantee if they don't see some kind of results?
And certainly in terms of the cholesterol improvement, we're giving a money-back guarantee.
Okay. Now, I've seen what it's done for me, but I haven't taken my cholesterol yet, and you encourage me to do that.
Yes.
And I'm going to do that as well. But I see people out there who have arthritis, people who have rheumatoid arthritis, see people who have hypertension, people who are suffering from a number of things, and I'm saying to myself, my goodness, you know, I was hesitant, I want to tell you, because I go into a supermarket and I see omega-3s, and I see I could buy that for, you know, X amount of dollars, and I know you have a special introductory rate for first-time buyers, but, you know, why should I buy this Omega Cardio, okay, and, you know, I could buy an Omega-3 off the shelf and pay maybe half the price? What's the difference?
That's a really good question. And again, Sam, if you think that you are amazed and reluctant, we have many physicians on our board and as a part of this company, because again, physicians are always reluctant when claims go out there if they're not supported by good evidence. So it's, again, this is a medical model that we're talking about. We're not going to put things out there that aren't backed by good science and good evidence.
I could say one thing. Michael Gross, who is a medical doctor, with this background that you have, okay, a medical school professor, 24 years of clinical practice, a chief medical officer for LifeGuard Health, and board certified, and the reputation that you have alone here, okay, means to me that you would not be on the Sam Lesante Show trying to tell people why this product is so good for them. And I encourage you, folks, there's the number. I have a guest on my set right now, Judith Champion. Judith, tell our viewers what you had and what happened when you start taking this product.
Well, I've got type 1 diabetes and have had it for more than 20 years, and what goes along with that is a kind of a breakdown of your physical system. And as I've gotten older, although I've always been in very good health, and I'm proud of that, my blood pressure has increased, and my cholesterol has increased, and it was something that I had to go on blood pressure medication to bring my blood pressure into order, and my cardiologist wanted me to go on Lipitor to get my cholesterol in line. I decided, because I like whole health, I decided to take an Omega product to see what I could do about my cholesterol. And within 2 weeks, and I chose LifeGuard Health because of its purity, and within 2 weeks of going on the Omega, I experienced a need for less insulin because my cells were absorbing the insulin better. And that was truly only within 2 weeks. and I was totally amazed. My blood pressure has never been able to come under 130 over 90. Lots of medications. This past, after being on the triple play program for probably 3 months, my blood pressure has dropped to 116 over 60.
Fantastic. Folks, so we're talking about this particular product. Now, Dr. Gross, she's talking about the triple play, and this is an omega, it says cardio, and this is an omega which says mind, and this is omega which says flex, okay? Briefly describe what these three mean, okay? Because once again, folks, when you make the call, they'll tell you there's a triple play for this particular product. But explain this to me.
Well, this is what makes LifeGuard Health unique in that we have condition-specific products. We talked about EPA and DHA. Omega Science has helped us understand now that the EPA molecule, for example, has higher anti-inflammatory potential. The DHA molecule is a structural molecule. It's found in the central nervous system. So if we formulate correctly, we can attack conditions in a specific way, not in a one-size-fits-all way. That's why you see the cardio and the flex and the mind. They are formulated for conditions that are specific to those molecular formulations. Now that differentiates us from the stuff that people get in the supermarket or in the discount store, which is a one-size-fits-all, low concentration, and also an unnatural form of the oil. It's in an ethyl ester form, which is the way things are purified, but it is not converted back into the natural form that's in the fish. In doing that, which is what LifeGuard does, we enable the molecules to get to the receptor. Almost all, 98, 99% of what people are taking is absorbed, as opposed to the ethyl ester form, which is only about 1/3 absorbed. And this is why it's so different from what's out there on the marketplace.
So in plain English, so our viewers out there, like for age groups, anywhere, I mean, this, I would say this could be a tremendous help to people who are 50 plus, 45 plus. I mean, I would think this is absolutely fantastic for them. Folks, you believe me when I tell you, I was getting out of bed having some, feeling, oh, by the time I got started, we all have that. I'm taking this for maybe about 3 to 4 weeks, okay, as prescribed. I'm taking the triple play, and I want to tell you, folks, it is absolutely fantastic. It is working great for me, and I highly recommend it. Now, I have these particular things as we're watching. We have the HDL and the LDL, okay? Now, this comes with the triple play, right? Okay, what does the HDL and LDL mean?
Well, let me, again, since we're looking at these products, again, Omega Flex, all of these products, all the Omega products have the cardiovascular benefits that Judith described, the benefits for diabetes and hypertension and so forth. They all have it. But for someone like you, Sam, when you describe the fact that you have some aches and pains and arthritis, the Omega Flex product is formulated to have the cardiovascular benefits plus those additional benefits for arthritis and so forth. The triple play is a specific attack on cholesterol using the omega benefit, which attacks triglycerides, the LDL reduce, which is a natural product, a natural supplement that reduces the bad cholesterol, and the HDL boost, which is a no-flesh form of niacin, which elevates the good cholesterol. So we bundle these together to make a comprehensive approach to cholesterol management. We call that the triple play, and this is better than any prescription approach out there without the side effects. So when we talk about folks who take these prescribed medicines and complain about aches and pains and so forth, we're not talking about that here. We're talking about something that has just the same amount of therapeutic benefit without the side effects, and it lowers cholesterol comprehensively, as well as doing those things in regard to aches and pains and so forth.
You hear people on the radio show, folks. He's on the WILK radio in the Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Hazleton area at 4 p.m. every Sunday. He's also in the Allentown area on WAEB. He's at 10 a.m. in the morning, and people call in, and they'll say, "Doctor, I'm suffering from arthritis, or I'm having this, or my blood pressure is high," and you hear the same stories over and over again, and then it's amazing after a while, okay, you've been on how many years, I mean, how many months have you been on the radio?
6 months now.
You've been on 6 months, okay, and you're hearing people calling you on the radio saying, like Judith, okay, yeah, you know, we're all hesitant. Is it a sales pitch? Are they trying to sell me something? I use it. I use it. And I said, I don't know what to say to this guy. I said to my wife, I said, Debbie, I can't understand this. I said, and you said, have you got your cholesterol checked yet? I said, no. He said, well, you encouraged me to go and get it because I had it done about 3 or 4 months ago. And I'm looking forward to that because I know how I'm feeling about this, and I think anyone who's 45 or older, all right, it's a great opportunity. Numbers on the screen, folks. Yes, I am pitching, okay, because I think this guy here and his team, LifeGuard, are selling health. They're selling wellness, and I think that's fantastic. Judith, you've experienced that in 2 or 3 weeks. Judith Champion, she wouldn't be sitting here on the set as a testimonial, but the idea is you can get tons of testimonials that, you know, it must make you feel very good, doctor, because I know you and you're a good person and you're interested in people's health, okay, and so is the entire team at LifeGuard. Must make you feel tremendous when a person like Judith tells you what she did and me telling you what I did, and it has to make you feel
It's a thrill. Again, we come into our profession as healers, and that means whole health. And now we're at a phase in our company's development where folks like Judith will call. Perhaps they called us in the early days of the show and they say, "Oh, Dr. Gross, my cholesterol's up, I'm having problems with my statins, I'm having a few senior moments, I'm having a myriad of effects. How can you help me?" And we'll recommend, let's take a person who has memory concerns, Alzheimer's concerns, and so forth. We'll recommend our Omega Mind Triple Play, and they'll take those through the Omega Mind with the other 2 products, and we ask them to call back 2 or 3 months later, similar to Judith, and they'll say, "Dr. Gross, not only is my cholesterol down, but my hypertension is under control. I feel like my life is better. I'm not having those senior moments. And hey, my skin is better, my hair is growing better, my nails are growing better."
And it's a fact. We have to wrap the show up. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, the phone number's on the screen. I encourage you, make that call. Yeah, the money back guarantee, they take all credit cards, they'll take your checks, whatever the case may be. The point is they want to make you healthy. It's worked for me. It definitely worked for me, and I'm only using it probably going on 4 weeks, okay? So call that number, and you're going to be very happy. You know Sam Lesante would never recommend something if it wasn't working for him, particularly what it's done for me. I hope you learned a lot on the show. Remember, tune him in, WILK, every 4 o'clock every Sunday, or WAEB, 10 a.m. every Sunday, and you can give him a call and ask him other questions if you want to. Website's up, okay? Put it back up again, Sammy. And you can watch this show. Just go to our website, ssptv.com, or their website, and you'll be able to watch this anytime because we are going to put this on our archives. Thanks for joining us on the Sam Lesante Show. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Judith, and we'll see you next time.
This has been a Samsung production.